motorcycles on the property. Holy crap, there was a third group of motorcycles on the property this past weekend at the NHRA Virginia Nationals. How about Pro Stock Motorcycle right now? Matt Smith taking the win, Angie Smith making a 200-mile-an-hour run. I believe the first 200-mile-an-hour run in the history of NHRA or Virginia Motorsports Park. Do you guys feel the buzz and enthusiasm? I mean, Steve Johnson's up there with his freaking name, what's it called, bedazzled on his fire suit. Clearly,
this is good
shot
for the
across
class,
the bow,
yeah.
right?
Yeah, and this is good for the class. I'm enjoying it.
I don't know what to make of it.
Anytime there's, I don't know, the little jabs and stuff like that, it adds something to it. You know,
yeah,
it's rivalry.
And it's taken. Steve Johnson has been, clawing his way up to contender level and to the top of the field for a long time now. So Matt and Angie have as well. And I think that they're both the fact that they've been in it together and kind of worked their way up through the ranks, I think adds to this rivalry. I think it's exciting. I think Matt with the switching over to the Suzuki and getting a win, his first win with that combination, I think adds to it. But I don't want to hear that Drag Illustrated doesn't cover motorcycles anymore, man. We're covering all those bases.
It's like today, the whole show today,
and throwing that out the window. If there's any question whether we cover motorcycles anymore, we'll just refer you back to
I'm saving this show to a hard drive.
I know, right? Somebody take a picture of this because we've heard about it a lot, man. I mean, I remember when we put Ellie Tonglet on the cover of the magazine.
Ellie and Angie have both been on the cover. That's two bikes on the cover.
That's two bikes. Now we're talking about it more. I'm making a big push. I don't know who we're going to have to do the Drake to. Inside story, Drake was supposed to be on the cover of Rolling Stone, and they changed their mind at the last minute. But I don't know who we're going to have to change our mind on. But I'm making a strong argument for Larry McBride going on the cover of Drag Illustrated, man. This is a story. I don't know. I don't want to go back. But, man, people have latched onto this. There's a lot of energy around this, man. It's a big deal, right?
Yeah, no doubt about it. I mean, and there's that again, putting him on that stage and receiving the fanfare. What's that done? It's even affected us. It's even influenced us because we've known about Larry. We ran a story on Larry just a few months ago, right? We had a great story from Van Abernathy.
This is funny.
Who told us in our production meeting earlier this week that the story that Van wrote or that Van covered that we ran in the magazine a few months ago. A fan or a Drag Illustrated reader was carrying around, tore that page out of the magazine. It's got a big, half-page photo of Larry on his bike and was carrying that thing around. Just happened to run into Larry at Costco in Virginia, or I guess near Larry's home, and got a photo and got Larry to sign that page of the magazine. And I just think that if that doesn't kind of tell the whole story, I don't know what does.
A little stalkerish, right?
Check this out. Did you guys see the huge Denso flag on the starting line there behind Matt Smith's bike? I mean, that seems to be a new development from that camp. And I got to tell you guys, reminder to the drag racing community, let's get more flags involved because them up there waving that Denso flag, that felt like a moment. All of a sudden, I felt like I was at a soccer match. It brought an air.
Where's the Denso?
Right here. Wait, right here. Watch the starting line, guys. And we're going to see, it's a brief clip. Producer Dion, we may need an extended clip of that some point in the future. Here we go. Right. We've got, so the people listening along, we got the starting line team. A huge congregation of
is that like a hacksaw Jim Duggan type move? Come out with the American flag and march that bad boy around.
Somebody write that down because that is Mike's best reference yet in his history of an appearance on the show. Hacksaw Jim Duggan. That's your best reference yet.
I've been saying that up, man.
Far and away your best work. Let me ask you guys this: one of the things that, and I'm not saying anybody's capable of being late, right? And I'm not trying to make a big thing out of it. But did this whole trash talking thing kind of bite Steve Johnson in the ass a little bit there in the final? I mean, he went 110, Matt 048. I mean, Steve's
678
got the
to a
faster bike.
684.
Wow. Do you get caught up in that and it start to be a problem? Because listen, there's plenty of competitors, plenty of athletes, plenty of drivers that are able to use that type of stuff for motivation. It's able to get them up on the wheel a little bit more. It gets them a little bit. But do you think, bulletin board material, another great reference. We're killing the game today, T. But do you think, JT, I mean, let's use a stick and ball. Let's get a stick and ball reference. Do you see that sometimes happening in football? The world knows that you're a huge NFL fan, JT. Have you seen that before where a team's getting a little sure of themselves and they're talking a little bit of, trash and doing their part, which is great.
It happens all the time.
Yeah, we see it all the time. It's the Kansas City Chiefs. So tell us about that.
Give me a break, man.
Oh my God. It just
No,
got
but it does happen all the time, and you go out and you run your mouth too much, and it does. Maybe they're going to look over that team that week. Maybe it's a trap game or whatever, and you just gave them the fuel to get out there and, well, hell, we're going to stomp these guys. Or maybe you don't run the ball the second half or whatever. Whatever it is, you keep your foot on the gas the whole game. You're still throwing bombs, when you're up 30. And that stuff happens all the time in sports, and but it's part of it. If you're going to go out and talk shit, you've got to be able to back it up, and maybe he will next week, or whenever they race next. So, yeah, I mean, I think it's great for that sport. I think it's great.
I actually haven't seen this, but I'm going to go ahead and play it because there has been some kind of tense moments on the top end between Steve Johnson and Matt Smith. Let's hear from Matt Smith on the big end at VMP right now.
Matt, we heard prior to this run some of the back and forth about you and Steve Johnson, and when you look at the rivalry that is on track and off track for you two, how much sweeter is that victory?
It's awesome. I mean, he's got a fast hot rod this year, and he's going to be tough to beat all year long. But this Denso, Lucas Oil, Mark Stockseth, Greg Butcher Trucking, Suzuki Extended Protection, man, I can't say enough. My crew, Angie, Tommy McDonald, Nate, can't say enough. Scrappers Racing, thank you for letting me do this, the research and development on the Suzuki program, because we are going to be bad at the end of the year. I can promise you that. And we got our first win on the Suzuki. Woo!